Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Join the Canada Cold. I can
Not
help
open
open
no
up the
bank.
bank.
John Smith.
Welcome, welcome.
How you doing? Virginia.
Welcome to the Zoom. Welcome.
Michigan.
Welcome. We'll give it about 30 more seconds. If you haven't had the opportunity to do so, give us your name and where you're zooming in from.
Mr. and Mrs. Fuller from Florida.
Welcome.
Belleville from Texas.
Welcome to the Zoom. 20 seconds, family. Give me your name and where you're zooming in from.
Look great, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Henry, Washington.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Sean Kimbrough, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome, sir.
You want some
Jones, California.
Ardell Bell,
Randolph, Virginia.
Abraham Wisnoff want to make America.
You got me too.
Welcome.
Indianapolis.
Marlboro, Maryland.
Welcome, welcome, everyone. My name is Faye Heislip, and I have the pleasure of introducing someone very special tonight, Mr. Marty Wynn. Mr. Wynn is not only a top leader and mentor on our team, but he is a powerhouse in this industry, having earned over $600,000 in a 12-month time frame with our company, the very company that he's going to share with you tonight. And before joining our company, Mr. Wynn built an incredible career in sports entertainment and real estate. But what I love most about him is his heart for people. He just loves to help others win. So grab your notepad, lean in close, because you're going to hear from someone who has mastered the business and also the mindset behind success. So I'm going to go ahead and step out of the way and turn the Zoom over to my friend and my business partner, Mr. Marty Wynn. Mr. Wynn, are you there, sir?
I am here, Miss Faye Heislip. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that awesome introduction. You're going to do this for me every time that I do this meeting. You gotta do it. Listen, family, thank you so much. Miss Heislip, she don't give enough credit to herself. We are TMB because of this young lady that you just introduced me. Without you, we couldn't do what we do. So thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you so much for putting up with me. I don't even pay you for putting up with me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Listen, if you are a guest, please take some notes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're my business partner, take some notes. I'm going to share some slides with you all really quickly. And if you see anything that I saw back in 2019, guys, when I decided to join this unbelievable, I like to call it a roller coaster, right? Because I love what we do, right? You're going to see that in this presentation. I love what we do. So take some copious notes, guys. Thank the person even before I start for thinking enough about you to even invite you. Because we're in a time, guys, if we can be honest, we're in a time where people are going to be selfish. I can't even blame them right now because people have lost their jobs. They don't know what's going to be next. And we got an opportunity to really save a lot of people and protect a lot of people and make money and have fun at the same time, okay? So let me give you a quick background about me because I think it's important, right? Anytime someone shares anything about a business opportunity, you should know a little bit about them, okay? For those that don't know me, my name is Marty Wynn. I'm right here from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Let me warn you real quick. I talk real fast. So y'all gonna have to take some fast notes tonight, okay? So I'm right here from DMV. We call it DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I was born and raised here. I went to high school here. Never considered college. Me personally, not knocking you into college. I ain't like college. I ain't like high school, right? I just want to be an entrepreneur. And so I've been an entrepreneur now, guys, for about 25 years, aging myself big time with that one. About 25 years as an entrepreneur. I have a background in sports and entertainment, as well as real estate. I work for a gentleman by the name of Don King, and that's where I met my beautiful wife, Miss Israel Wynn, who's a 5-time world championship professional boxer. She's now retired, right? And she fought for 10 years under Don King Productions brand and went to the Hall of Fame in 2021. Because of that tutelage with Mr. King, I was able to open up my first sports entertainment company called Rage and Promotion Sports and Entertainment. And then had the opportunity to promote Miss Layla Ali, Mike Tyson, got involved in real estate because I was mentored by a gentleman by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. You guys may know Robert and Kim. They wrote a book back in the day called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I learned a lot about banking and EBITDA and all these different things about business. But in 2019, all the way of a multi-million-dollar portfolio in real estate and government contract, all these great things, right? In 2019, COVID happened, right? So when COVID happened, guys, 26% of our tenants stopped paying rent. We had tractor trailers at the time. All tractor trailers was shut down. But the bills kept coming. And I remember sitting down with my good friend, Mr. Darnell and Tracy Self, family to me. Been knowing them for well over 4 years. Tracy and I have been knowing each other since we were 13 years old. And I remember sharing with them my situation. They said, listen, man, we're doing about $83,000 a month. Guys, this was back in 2019. Like, people lost their job, right? They're doing $83,000 a month. And anytime someone comes to you and allow you to walk into their environment and is going to give you access and don't charge you anything, you listen, right? Because listening don't cost you anything. When you don't listen, it costs you everything. And the thing I love most about this couple is that at that time, it's much more now, but at that time, over 100 people on the team was earning six figures. And I wanted a piece of it, right? I know the power of leverage. I know the power of proximity because we all are the proximity of the people that we hang around. But when you have different walks of life, different backgrounds, different races, different nationalities, forming together under one umbrella with the common cause, and they're actually earning income, having fun, I'm in all day long. I meet people all the time that need, extra income, and they look for an extra job. Right here, guys, I just want you to be open, right? Because it's not going to cost you anything. All right. So let's go ahead and get started really quickly. We're going to talk about business. If somebody told you today that this is a job opportunity, they lied. Just being honest with you guys, right? This is a business opportunity. And I want you guys to put your entrepreneurship hat on because there's three things a good business should have in place. Number one, an opportunity. Number two, a system. And then there should be a community, right? An opportunity, in my opinion, an opportunity is only an opportunity if you can participate. And you can participate here, guys. Just give yourself permission. There's a difference between decision and giving yourself permission, right? So this opportunity is backed by an amazing service. We're a $2.7 billion company. You're going to learn about that. We've been around for over 53 years, going on 54 years, somewhere like that. And we have some systems in place. And the thing I love about our systems is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I believe if a person can do it, then they can teach it. So we're not asking people permission whether this works or not. We simply ask you, my partners who invited you are simply asking you, do you want to participate in something we know that's already working? And then we have a community of leaders. Listen, I couldn't have promoted Mike Tyson without Don King. I couldn't get into real estate without Robert King. It's like we had mentors. I couldn't get to the top of this company without leadership, without a team, right? That's the community. That's the leadership. That's the mentorship, right? And that's free, guys. That comes with our compensation plan because there's a self-development course that's attached to it. So let's go ahead and dig deep really quickly into the company. We're going to go through this, guys, the next 20, 25 minutes, okay? And then at the end, I'm going to share with you a couple of ways how we earn money. One of those ways, by the way, is every day, all right? So our company was established truly out of a need, not out of greed, by a gentleman by the name of Harlan C. Stonecipher. I did not get a chance to meet Mr. Stonecipher, but I did go to this beautiful building that he and his wife and the company established. And since 1972, guys, it's a long time to be in business, right? 1972, out of a need, not out of greed. In 1969, he had a car accident. His car flipped over. He had car insurance, health insurance, but he was sued as a result of an accident that he did not cause. The other person actually got the ticket. Can you imagine that? Imagine somebody giving you a ticket, but you still get sued. Because in the United States of America, anybody can sue you without merit. So today, 4.5 million families participate in the project that I'm about to share with you through one common goal. Not only are we international, we have a vision. Like any good business, right? Any good business have some form of a mantra or a vision. Our vision is to provide equal access to the liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that you, me, and every human being deserve. If I can simply simplify that for you guys, we've been able to level the legal playing field so you can participate. And listen, most of us been priced out the justice system. I've been an entrepreneur for years. I know what it takes when an attorney comes to you and say $5,000 retainer, $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour, right? We disrupted that, right? Over the last 53 years for us now to have equal access. And this is a big deal, guys, as we go through this. Now, because the world is forever changing, there is something called disruptive innovation. It's when you take an existing model, you bring it to the forefront, you make it simple, easy, and more affordable. It's what Amazon has done to the mall. Some of you guys still go to the mall probably just to get your steps in, right? But Amazon made things simple. I remember back in the day when the IPO came out, people said, that's never going to work. Imagine if you got part of Amazon back then. We probably wouldn't be on a Zoom together right now. Spotify, Apple Music, Shazam. It did it to the music industry. Netflix, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix did it to the movie industry. The popcorn at the movie, I don't know if you guys been to the movie lately. The popcorn costs more than the ticket, right? My parents told me years ago, don't you ever get into a car with a stranger. That Uber picks me up and we have conversations respectfully while I sit in their back seat. This is all disruptive innovation, guys, and we've done the same thing in the justice system. So let me just preface this, guys. As an entrepreneur of 25 years, I always knew the importance, if I'm going to earn income, because the attitude got to come before the paycheck. I always understood if I'm going to earn income, if I'm going to earn 7 figures, 8 figures, I got to have a good CPA, a certified public accountant to keep my financial affairs in order, right? So the IRS don't mess with me. And I need a great attorney. So I don't want you guys to come back to my partners today and say, my mom, my dad, my cousin, my uncle, my aunt is an attorney. Congratulations. They're attorneys. They don't operate in every area of law. So when you download this purple app, our company's called Legal Shield. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe you have not heard of it. But you download that app the same way you download Amazon. And when you tap the app, you get access to law firms in all 50 states in Canada. Our attorneys are AV rated. They have an average of 22 years of experience. They operate in specific areas of law. They're licensed in specific areas within the law in different states. Listen, you can't use a family attorney for an insurance problem. You can't use an insurance attorney for a real estate issue. Those attorneys operate in different areas of law, and we have access to them, ladies and gentlemen, because we disrupted the way that we participate for a little bit more than $1 a day. Yes, $37.95 a month. This is where I lose people, because people truly believe that if an attorney costs $37.95 a month, it makes them a bad attorney. Let me share something with you. Just because your attorney costs $800 an hour don't make them a good attorney. That just means they got to pay their rent on the penthouse level that their office is in, right? So it's not your $1 a day. It's not my $1 a day. It's 4.5 million people participating in this project over the last 53 years. I want you to write that down. 4.5 million families say, you know what, this makes sense. And we're able to have access, guys, through group buying power and shared economy. So $37.95 is our preferred legal plan. I'm going to really touch on that this evening and what it covers. I'll be remiss not to share with you that we have a $49.95 plan, which is our premium plan, which gives you access to a revocable trust. We're going to touch on that too, right? Because we know revocable trusts, guys, can easily cost $2,500, $5,000, $7,000, as high as $10,000. But our $49.95 plan with the revocable trust is actually, ladies and gentlemen, only my phone went off. It's actually, guys, only $250. Flat fee on a $49.95 plan. Big deal, guys. So let's talk really quickly about $37.95. It covers you. It covers your spouse. It covers all of your children up to the age of 26. Up to 10 kids. We got 10 kids. Welcome to the team, right? But up to 10 kids. Age of 26, it's a big deal. We give you consultation. Everything you see on my screen, consultation, letters and phone calls are written on your behalf, document review. This is a big deal, guys, because a lot of us lean towards our own understanding. Logical thinking isn't legal. I love the fact that we can tap an app. Your law firm will call you back in 8 hours, or you can schedule a call if you have a busy schedule. You can get them on the phone and say, hey, man, can you do this to me? Can they do this to me? I need some advice. And you never get a bill. You know how many times I've been in a position where people have owed me something? Let's call it $1,000. Many of us would never call an attorney at $400 an hour to chase a $1,000 issue. But when you're paying $37.95 a month, absolutely you would tap your app. Absolutely you have a letter written on behalf of you, because it's stronger that an attorney writes a letter for you versus you doing it yourself. Document review is a big deal. So we review up to 25 pages. Listen, any personal legal matter you're going through, we will review all 25 pages, guys. But listen, I'm not talking about the extra dollars. There's no gotchas here. Right? In boxing, we call it a four-wall deal. That's just fancy words of four corners of a piece of paper, because it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you agree to. The only thing that matters is what's in writing. That stops the fighting. People catch amnesia all the time. We have primary residence, tenant lease advice, landlord lease advice, will preparation. My daughter's pipes burst in her house last winter, I think it was. And I remember her calling me upset because the landlord said, we're not going to fix the pipes. I remember her calling me, and I had to tell my daughter straight up. I said, listen, I'm not a plumber. I can't fix your pipes either. But what you can do is you can tap your app. And when she tapped the app, guys, I got in touch with the law firm here in Maryland called Freeman, Farmer, and Thrust, 6 different locations. They wrote a letter on her behalf after reviewing the lease, wrote the letter, emailed the letter, overnighted them that letter, and then made the phone call to the landlord. Everything that landlord said she wasn't going to do in 72 hours, it was fixed. This is the power, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody wants to get a letter from a law firm, period. We have will preparation. 9 out of 10 minorities don't have a will. Think about that. 9 out of 10 minorities don't have a will. 7 out of 10 people don't have a will. You have a birthday and you have a death date, but you only know one of the dates. So are you protecting your assets? If you're going to fight for your jewelry, your assets, your money, your clothing, whatever is an asset to you, if you're going to fight for it while you're living, it should mean something when you're no longer here, although you can't take it with you. So we're going to give you these things for free, just as a thank you for being part of the membership. We're going to give it to you, your spouse. We're going to update it every single year for free. By the way, a will could easily cost you $1,500 per person. And as you accumulate assets, $300, $400, $500 an hour as you add certain things to your will. So we're going to give these things to you guys just as a thank you. Will preparation, dual power of attorney, physician directive, and living will. Okay? I didn't touch a lot on primary residence, but let me touch there really quickly, because some of you guys are new homeowners. You're going to be new homeowners. And the thing I love about real estate, especially when it comes to closing time, is one of the most exciting times of our lives. We're going to own a piece of property. And most of the time, you're going to run into what we call a title attorney. A title attorney is there to make sure that the title company does what they're supposed to do, but also make sure you do what you're supposed to do. But they represent the title company. How many of you guys have ever bought a home, went to closing by yourself, prayed, thank God, and then signed? But you know you ain't read them 175 pieces of paper, right? So we give you attorneys to operate in those specific areas of law. Guys, this is just smart business. I call this, there's 4 pillars of life. Let me share something with you. You have life insurance, health insurance, house insurance, car insurance. Those are 4 pillars of life. These are things you can never pay off. No matter how good you are with your money, you can never pay off the 4 pillars of life. But if these 4 pillars of life don't do right by you when you make a claim, you have an attorney to operate in every area of law for $37.95 a month. And people respond to you differently, ladies and gentlemen. We have access. Civil trial defense, IRS audit assistance. Listen, the IRS is not your uncle. Stop calling him Sam. It's the IRS. It's not your uncle. Isn't it amazing how they made us all believe that we paying some money to somebody and we should feel good about it because it's our relative? It's the federal government, right? So we give you consultation, audit representation, pre-trial negotiation on your personal taxes if you need it. All I'm sharing with you guys, everything you can think of when it comes to make sure you're protecting your family, protecting your business, we cover. You have civil trial defense where we give you 100 hours every year, cumulative up to 500 hours, up to 5 years, up to 500 hours. It's a big deal. We have uncontested name change, minor adoption, prenup and postnup, civil annulment, uncontested divorce. Hopefully you guys are not going through that. Get some counseling if you are. But we'll cover you at 100% after you had the service for 180 days on that portion of the plan. Everything I'm speaking about right now covers you tonight immediately when you get protected. And if I can be honest, one of the things that burned me up when I do this presentation is that we're so quick to go get car insurance, but never wish to get into a car accident. And I don't wish that upon you either. And most car insurance companies don't ever pay you your worth. And most of us just go along. We just sweep it under the rug because we don't have access to attorneys to operate under the insurance law. Many of us are not going to pick up the phone at $1,000 an hour, $1,500 an hour, $400 an hour, $5,000 retainers for that situation. But at $37.95, you can flex your legal muscle all day long. Guys, people listen to you when you have access. It's a big deal. You have access to attorneys 24 hours a day, by the way. This is a big deal. You pulled over, questioned, arrested, or detained. I teach my kids all the time. I said, listen, if you get pulled over for question, arrested, or detained, don't watch that YouTube video. They got away with it on YouTube. Give them your license. Give them your registration. If you feel that there's an emergency legal button on the phone, press the button. Our attorneys must answer the phone because we do analytics on our law firms. Guys, all I'm sharing with you, you have your Miranda rights. Practice them. Teach them to your kids. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. You don't have a right to be disrespectful. I'm not saying all police officers are bad. I'm just saying the ones that are bad were bad before they got the badge. I have great friends that have been police officers. It's a hard job. But I'd rather my children be safe and know they have access when they on that voicemail or on that speaker, when that police officer hears that attorney's voice, they treat it differently. Right? So all I'm saying is be proactive, not reactive. And we'll give you a 25% discount on anything that's pre-existing. Right? Let me explain that. Somebody asked me this morning, they said, well, explain pre-existing to me. This is the best way I can explain it. You can't go ahead and get into a car accident and then call State Farm and a guy comes and say, I need insurance to name a car fix. That would be a pre-existing. You need insurance before that. But you need this law. You need these lawyers before this, okay? So it's a big deal. Group buying power, shared economy, guys. Over 4.5 million families are participating in what it is that we do. $37.95, our preferred legal plan. $49.95, our premium plan. You average that out around $40. Guys, that's $180 million. That's what that is. $180 million coming into our company every single month. Roughly around $200 million coming to Legal Shield every month. 6 to 7 figures go to our law firm, so our company continue to scale. Our law firm continue to scale, right? The other third goes to us. So you got a third to go to the law firms, a third to go to Legal Shield, and a third goes to us for sharing the information. Listen, I don't do videos. I don't knock on doors. I don't do generational leads. I'm not asking people. I'm not begging people to do this. I know people overwork and underpaid. I know people sick and tired of being sick and tired. I even know somebody that owe me some money. All I did when I got involved in this company, guys, I just went to my friends and family and said, hey, I found a way we can make some extra income. I respect your opinion. Take a look at what I'm doing. I got people to the information. I wasn't trying to be the information. That's all I did. I just shared information. Okay, we're going to run through the second service in 90 seconds. It's ID Shield. Listen, if you don't protect your assets, y'all thought I was going to cuss, right? You got to protect your assets. You are an asset. Why are you protecting your asset? $34.95. I protect my whole entire family with everything you see on my screen. $19.95 if you're single. It's bigger than just your credit score. It's the dark web that they're selling all our information on. It's your credit cards. It's your deed of your home. Do you know how easy it is to go to Google because all your information is public record and pull down the deed and file it for $26? I'm not telling y'all to do this because I know the game. And a person can go get a home equity line of credit and you would never know it simply because you don't have your deed or your home protected through ID Shield. Your Social Security is not protected. Court records, anybody can sue you. Remember, you're in the United States of America. If somebody sues you tomorrow, you must defend it. If you don't defend it, it's called a default judgment. So ID Shield is going to monitor and it's going to alert you on anything that you feel or deem that's necessary to be an asset to you. Not only are we going to protect you with the things you see on the front of my screen, guys, we're going to also help you through Trim Micro Maximum Security, privacy management, VPNs, turn our public hotspots into secure Wi-Fi. We have sex offender monitoring, right? Sex offender monitoring is a big deal. Some of you guys are moving into these beautiful apartments, all these amenities, unbelievable townhouse, gated communities, and you think you know your neighbor. I'm not saying your neighbor's a sex offender. That's not what I'm saying. I just said you don't know. How awesome is it that you can put an address, and in the address, in the 5-mile radius, all sex offenders going to pop up. All these red dots, you just click on the red dot. Live and live in color, their face, where they live, who they did, what they did. That way you can make a wise and informed decision should you even be there. My buddy Leroy actually rented out his daughter Ashley an Airbnb, her and her 3 girlfriends. Airbnb, long story short, the person that was renting it out was a sex offender. As a dad, you think he didn't pivot? Absolutely he pivoted, right? All I'm sharing, guys, when we know better, we do better. I was in Ireland not long ago. I turned on my VPN because I know that my computer is also my cell phone. I have some permanent information there. That's my privacy there. So you want to turn that public hotspot to a secure Wi-Fi, right? So all I'm sharing with you guys as I go through this again, think about anytime something happens to you, who do you pick up the phone and call? You're going to lead licensed private investigators. These licensed private investigators that come with this service do whatever it takes for as long as it takes, and they restore you back to your rightful status. It's hard to tell the police, guys, if somebody steals your identity and your ID shows up at a crime scene that you weren't there. That's hard to do. But with ID Shield, you're protecting your identity. Okay? So get on the service, guys. $34.95 protects you, your family, your kids up to the age of 18. Single, my daughter's single. She goes to Howard. She has a $37.95 plan for the lawyers. She has a $19.95 plan because she's single, no children, no spouse, for the ID Shield. And we give you a $3 million fraud protection if you compromise financially on top of that. These are just some other lists of services, guys, that we have within our portfolio. It's bigger than just the lawyers. We have gun supplements for those that are licensed to carry a gun. You're held at the highest standard of the law. In DC, for an example, you can be licensed to carry a gun in DC, but if you work on any federal ground, it's called a gun charge. If an accidentally discharge in front of a crowd of people, they can charge you with attempted murder. We offer this also to employers for their employees. It's called group benefits, B2B, business to business. I had tractor trailers. All my CDL drivers had the CDLP plan because none of them understood if they actually accept the warning goes against their CDL, just as if it's a ticket. But an attorney can't fight a warning in court. They can only fight a ticket in court. They get pulled over for level 1, level 2, level 3 inspections. For all my CDL drivers on here to know what I'm speaking about, ask them why you pulled them over and put your attorney on the phone and let your attorney speak to them. You're going to get an attorney to operate in that specific area of law. You're not going to get an insurance attorney. You're going to get an attorney who operates under the commercial driver's law for $37.95 a month, guys. That plan is probably about $35 to $44, okay? If you are a business, you cannot be in business and not have an attorney. That's business 101. You have to have a CPA and you have to have an attorney. But how awesome is it that you have attorneys now anywhere between $37 and $49 to operate in all 50 states in Canada? It's expensive to run a business, guys. 85% of startups go out of business the first year. But we have attorneys that can get us over that hump because a lot of businesses lose money within their first year too because they make mistakes, sign the wrong contracts, so on and so forth, okay? Let's talk about money, guys. We're going to pivot real quick and then we'll be done. And that way you guys can get back with the person that invited you out. I did a little good time too, Miss Faye. I'm on here for 24 minutes so far. Linear income, leverage income, residual income. Y'all don't know. I just love doing with. I'm just having a conversation. That's all I'm having with y'all, right? Linear income, guys. Listen, I love linear income. I used to love linear income, right? Trading hours for dollars. Here was my problem. I'm not knocking you guys if you got a job. I think you're blessed if you have one. Here was my issue with linear income. I never could understand why I had to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to get ready for a job at 9 o'clock and go to lunch at 12 and I wasn't hungry. And they told me I was going to do this for 30 years. So when I got introduced to leverage income, I never looked back at linear. Leverage income is doing something one time, duplicating a team. It's like real estate agents, right? They got real estate brokers. Real estate brokers send their agents out. Their agents go out here, they sell some property, right? They make a small percentage off of those agents and with those agents. right? In boxing, somebody asked me a long time ago, is it you that box or is it your wife that boxes? It's my wife box. I could box too, but then I got hit and I realized that was a hard way of living. So I said, I can be a boxing promoter. If I get everybody else hit and we all get paid, I like that better. That would be called leverage income, right? Same thing with real estate. Same thing with this company, guys, but we're building a residual. We built a residual. Listen, we just went through a government shutdown. People that had linear income wasn't getting paid. Even some people with leverage income wasn't getting paid. Real estate with leverage income, 26% of our tenants stopped paying rent. That was still leverage income. This company continued to pay me every single day while building a residual. We never looked back. We were having $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 months. We had people on our team making $500 to $1,000 every single day because there's systems in place. Okay, so let's talk about this really quickly. It's 4 different ways we get paid. And I want you guys to really zone in on this. I'm going to talk fast, but I'm going to go through it a couple of times to make sure you guys really get this. There's $700 in bonus money on the table. Write that down. Why is this important? I just said it a minute ago. 85% of startups go out of business their first year. Our company said we got $700 on the table. We want you to get it. We want to make you whole. See where it says associate? From the associate level to the executive director level, there's some levels in our company. There's some levels above that. From 80 to 416 is the amount of money you earn according to your level when somebody gets on the services. $37.95, $34.95. It could be the business plan. It could be the premium plan. As long as they get on the service, guys, you're going to get paid the following day. Okay? As soon as it process, the next day hits your bank account direct deposit. Let me tell you how this works. Let's say, for an example, and I'm always looking for people in this Zoom here. Let's say, for an example, guys, Mr. Brown, right? I see you, Mr. Brown. Let's say, for example, Mr. Brown hit executive director because we know we're going to do that anyway, right? So, Mr. Brown, you're an executive director. Mr. Brown signs me up. I spend $99, guys. That's my investment. That's my franchise fee. That's my enrollment into this company called Legal Shield one time. Can I be honest, family? Listen, if we don't have $99 in 2025, welcome to the team. Like you ain't got no time to be pondering. Like, make a decision and let's go, right? Because if he signed me up and I get a $37.95 plan and a $34.95 plan, that's monthly. But that $99 plan is one time. He made $416 the next day direct deposit in my bank account because I'm an executive director. But watch this, guys. If I come in at $99 and I get my family protected on a legal shield plan and an ID shield plan, that made me an associate. I just got started today. Let me tell you what I did, guys. I know people that need more income. So do you. These are people that you talk to every day. These are people that complain to you every day. These are people that owe you money. These are people with your last name. And all I did was go to my family, guys. Family, that's all I did. I went to my family first, people that was closest to me. Hey, I found a way we can make some extra income on a project. I need you to take a look at what I'm doing. I respect your opinion. Leave your wallet, you leave your personal home, just take a look at what I'm doing. I'm excited about it. Guys, let me share something with you. When my mom got a $37.95 plan and a $34.95 plan, our company gives you a website. The moment you sign up, when you sign up this evening, you'll get a website. My mom went to my website. I took her there. I made sure she got what she needed, not what I wanted her to have. The company paid me $80 the following day. I'm talking about 3 minutes. I had a brother not long to me say that long to me. He said, $80 is not a lot of money. And it baffled me because he was making $10 an hour and he was working 10-hour days, but he forgot that there's something called taxes. And I'm not knocking those that make $10 an hour or working 80 hours or 8 hours a day. That's 80 hours. What took him 8 hours to do with $10 an hour took me 3 minutes to do, and I made 80. And I protected my mom. You guys got what I'm saying? So all I did, ladies and gentlemen, is just show the plan. I wasn't trying to go out here and share the information. I can't share the information. You couldn't share your job when you first got a job. You showed up, and because you was consistent, you were now able to coach. So I got people to the Zoom, so I gave the information. So when I made $80 when my mom get the $37.95 plan, $34.95 plan, guess what this gentleman got? He got 20, 32, 46, 68, 85, 85. He made $336 when I made 80. When the computer promoted me to senior associate, they gave me a 20% raise. The company says, listen, the company says when you get to senior associate, as long as you take what we call a fast start training, it's a 3-hour training. Just get back with the person invited you out, ask them what that is. They're going to pay you a $200 bonus, guys, as long as you hit that position within the first 30 days. You mean to tell me, listen to what I'm sharing with you guys. I spend $99 getting in. I get a $37 plan, or maybe you get the $49 plan. I get a $34 plan. I'm all in. I don't even spend $200. As long as I hit the first position and take a training class for 3 hours and I listen to somebody talk, You gonna pay me 200? They said, yes. I said, I'm in. That's all I did. When you hit manager, now you're at 132. I'm still talking about personal income. When you hit manager, you're at 132. If you hit manager within 45 days, and guys, we got people hitting manager in 4 or 5 days. We got people hitting manager in 24 hours. They're gonna pay you $500. So if you're doing the math, let me just show you guys some, because after this, we're gonna be 2 minutes, we're gonna be done. Watch this. Brand new. If you guys are associates, if you're brand new, how many people do you know? When I got involved, I knew 4. I signed up to 4 that would have been upset with me that I didn't tell them I was in business. If my 4 people got on the services and their services added up to $300, I'm already a manager. I already know that's 80 times 4. I know if they pay me 200 because I already hit senior associate, that's 520. I know by default, I'm already manager. That's 500. That's 1,020. I know that if I'm under Mr. Brown, and Mr. Brown's an executive director, when I made 80 times 4, he made 336 times 4. When they paid me 200 as hitting the senior associate, they gave him a $500 bonus. When I hit manager and I made 500, they gave him a $1,000 bonus. So I made 1,020. My first 24 hours in his company, he made $3,260, and he don't know none of the people that I just signed in. Hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. It's a simple system. You don't have to know everything. You just got to get started, guys. We have Performance Club. This is a big deal because we like to travel. We travel for free. Protect 2 to 4 families a month, guys. We have Performance Club checks that comes out every 7th of the month. Pays you $200 to $500 every month. There's some matching bonuses there. It's the longest standing incentive, and it's over 750 people that go on the Performance Club trips. Powerful. Just get back with the person, invite you out. Tell them, tell me a little bit about Performance Club. Everybody has a day one. Listen, one thing I learned about entrepreneurship and business is that decisions and choices are different. If you don't like the way your bank account looks, change it. Get involved. If you're saying to yourself, it's tough for me right now. $99 don't seem like a lot of money, Mr. Wynn, but it's tough for me. I get it. Here's what I love about what we do. It doesn't cost you anything to do the activity. You don't get $99 to join? Can you put a meeting together? It doesn't cost you anything, guys, to do the activity. You got to commit to the consistency because that's what's going to drive your success. And you have coaches and you have mentors, and we're not charging extra for that. Multi-millionaire mentorship, and we don't charge you nothing for it. Okay, it's a big deal, guys. Start part-time because I know a lot of you guys got busy schedules, right? But there's a difference, guys. Listen, there's a difference between activity and productivity. I know a lot of people that leave out the house and come home the same way they left out. Bank account still on E. We got to do something different to get to something different. I'm just giving real talk with you guys as we go into 2026, right? You work from anywhere. You no longer have to be at a place where your money resides. You could do this business in Central Pay. You could do this business in Cuba. It doesn't matter. If you have the internet service, you could do this business, right? You have a willable book of business, so your ending income becomes your family's beginning income. You're going to be aligned with mentorships. I mentioned $99. That's your investment. Go to OPM, other people's money, ladies and gentlemen. Use Mr. V's, the old granddaddy discovered. Just get in. $24 a month to run a business. Your first month is free. This is your POS system. I call it point of sale system. This way you can track all your activity. You're going to roll as a member. Listen, everything's not for everybody and everybody's not for everything. We know that. It's the reason why we're less than 3% market penetration. But any time in the world that we live in, where the 3% still makes more than 97% combined, that's a huge market of opportunity. You could become an associate. We'll look forward to working with you and partnering with you, help you get trained, help you get promoted, help you get your first $700. But let me leave you with this, and then I'm going to be done. I was looking at the 8 annual percentage yield today. If you guys don't know what that is, that's APY, is what the banks give you for putting your money in the bank. They say you put your money in the bank, Wells Fargo, TD Bank, any Fortune 150, 500 bank, the annual percentage yield right now is about 0.001%. It's a fraction of a percent. Inflation is already at 4%. So we're already losing money with money in the bank. I'm just sharing this with you. If you join this company at $99 one time, let's just say you got the $49 premium plan because you know you're going to be rich one day. So you got to act as if, right? Attitude got to come before the paycheck. $49. So you're at $150. $34.95. So you're around $185. So you got $185 sitting in Bank of America right now at a 0.001% interest rate. And you can take that same investment, protect your family, invest in Legal Shield, get the services, and Legal Shield says if you just hit the first and second position within a time frame of 30 to 45 days, we're going to pay you $700. So you took your 185 out of a bank at a 0.001% interest rate. You're invested in this company, protect your family. You got millionaire mentorship, and you're going to make $700. You can do it in 5 days, 10 days, just do it before 30 days. Why is this powerful? Because if you leave that same money in the bank at a 0.01% interest rate, it would take you 16,554 years for you to make $700 in your money. And last I checked, I ain't gonna be here. You ain't gonna be here. Your kids won't be here. Money got to make money. If your money ain't having babies, guys, it's time for you to put them in something else. We make a lot of money here, and we protect a lot of families. So it's always a pleasure, guys, to share with you what was shared with me back in 2019 when Mr. and Mrs. Self came to me and said, hey, this just makes sense. And if it makes sense to make dollars, let's get your time back. God bless you guys. Hopefully see you over the top. Take charge. And I love you. Peace.